Welcome everyone, I'm Colette and I'm here today on Witch Ways to talk about charms. I'm going to make 5 charms and talk about how to make them, what to use them for, and some thoughts on whether you need to cast a protective circle or take any other precautions. Enjoy! A charm has many definitions depending on who is using it. For me, it is any object that you put magical intention into. And some people use that word in a broader context. Another definition is that it is a container of magic. You can use charms by sewing them in your clothes, hanging them in doorways or windows. You can bury them, you can carry them on your person, you can place them on altars or put them in cars. I'd love to hear what your definition of charms are. Herb charms. They're super easy to make and they have ingredients that are widely available either on your kitchen shelf or from a grocery store. You can use one or more herbs, and I like to use even numbers for stability and odd numbers for changing things. The one that I'm going to share with you is one for moving things out of your body completely. I'm using 3 herbs for ease and flow with this changing charm. And I'm going to use 1 root for getting to the base of the issue, a leaf for clearing and moving and growing as you change, and a flower for moving things out of your energetic field. I like for the root to use dried dandelion root because it is tenacious and it grows deeply. For the leaf, you can use any leaf, even like a dried spinach leaf, but for this one, I'm going to use bay leaf or oak leaf because they're both associated with health and protection. And for my flower, I'm going to use calendula because it's radiant, expansive, and healing. I like using this format of a root, a leaf, and a flower. I feel complete with it, but you don't have to do that. You can use whatever 3 herbs call to you and work for the purpose that you want to make the charm for. To make the charm, gather your herbs, use your fingers to wake them up a little bit, put them in a bowl, and mix them up, holding your intention in mind. Then place them in a charm bag or tie them up in a cloth with a piece of string or sew them into a small pillow. And as you're doing this, you can speak to the herbs or say a sentence about what your intention is for this charm. The next style of charm is a protective tree cross, and that's when you take 2 twigs, tie them together with red string because red is part of the human realm. It's the red bloods, and also red is for protection. And as you're tying them together, ask the tree to guide and protect you as you're making this charm and after. You might write out a sentence that you want to repeat as you're tying the charm up. And you can use any tree, but rowan is very commonly used because it has a very broad range of particular things it is protective against. I just did my Patreon monthly spell on making tree charms for protection where I talked about all the different qualities of trees. You should check out my Patreon channel if you like. Charm number 3 is about working with rock charms, and you can use rock charms to hold any magic you choose. However, they are very stabilizing and hold intentions a long time. So you might want to take that into consideration with your intention. They are especially good for physical stability, protection, and endurance. To make a rock charm, just pick up a rock that you like, scrub it really well, and then when it dries, write on the rock with water or chalk or pencil your word that symbolizes what you need, like protection or endurance or stability, the things I mentioned before. You could also write a symbol on it that relates to what you are asking the rock for. Once you have done that, then place the rock in the earth and bury it and thank the earth for holding your intention. Number 4 is paper charms, and these are really easy to make. I actually got a box of paper that I really liked and wanted to use for specifically making charms or writing spells out on, but you can use any paper that you like and calls to you. You can also make this charm stronger by putting full moon water or dark moon water on the paper and letting it dry. Use the full moon water paper for invoking charms, or the dark moon water paper for releasing or banishing charms. All you have to do to make this charm is write down your intention or need on the piece of paper. And you can also use a rune or other symbol to potentize it a bit more if you want, or to symbolize what you're asking for. But I find it's better to just write it out and add runes or symbols on as extra things. Hold your intention as you're writing. Imagine it running down through your body, out your arm, through your hand, through the pen, and onto the paper, letting it flow and letting the magic of that intention move onto the paper. Be sure and continue to hold that intention the whole time you were writing. Once you are done, fold the paper up or roll it up. If you are banishing, you can burn that paper. If you are invoking something, you can carry it on your person, fold it up, or place it on your altar. Paper charms are a really big topic, as are charms in general. So if you have any questions, please be sure and put them in the comments. I'm really happy to answer questions where things aren't clear. And charm number 5 is working with a charm bottle. Charm bottles can be used either for repelling magic or for drawing things into you. Repelling charm bottles are very similar to what we call witch bottles that came from Europe, or conjure bottles that were used amongst enslaved African American people in the southeast of America and the Caribbean areas. Repelling charm bottles are usually buried around a house or on a piece of property that you want to protect from disease, theft, magic, sorcery, or curses. They are traditionally filled with objects that repel things like urine, pins, or other sharp objects. Body fluids are a very, very old magical way of protecting and marking your territory or your home. You can use whatever you want in repelling charms, but it should be something that symbolizes go away to you. Thorns are a really good example of something you can use. For creating a charm bottle to draw something in or to hold a quality that you need, you want it to either be something that you like to look at, that you feel good about, or something that reminds you of the quality that you're trying to draw in or hold. This uses sympathetic magic like drawing like. Typical objects might be symbols, runes, small pieces of jewelry, gems, rocks, herbs, flower petals, glitter, or any number of things that are meaningful to you. You can keep it on your altar or carry it on your person. And again, as you're assembling a charm bottle, no matter whether you're making a repelling charm bottle or whether you're making an attracting charm bottle, you should hold your intention in mind. And I find it's really just helpful to repeat the intention over and over and over again, like a chant, as you're creating something. When you're done, you can tie it with a small ribbon or burn candle wax on the top to seal it. For any charm you're creating, you can add extra things to give it more potency, drawing symbols on it, etc. Some practitioners like to put a thing in charms they call the secrets, which is a personal object that ties the person the charm is done for to the charm itself. This should be something that they like and have a personal connection to. You also could use a personal object like, again, body fluids, hair, or fingernails. You can also charm anything. You can charm your car, you can charm your clothes, your food, which is kitchen witchery. You can charm jewelry. Anything that is a tool or is useful to you can be charmed. I wanted to talk about formalities, or how simple you can make it, or how formal, how much magic do you have to do around this. And I would say it depends a lot on your particular lifestyle and what works for you. In general, if you make it really complicated and you don't have much time, you're never going to make charms. Some people feel that everything that goes on while you're creating a charm impacts it, and for this reason they always cast a circle of protection and may even call in beings to help assist with protecting that particular charm while you're creating it. Others don't do any of that. Some practitioners do timing around when they make their charm spell. So that can look like making an invoking charm during the waxing moon phase, or a banishing charm for during the waning moon phase. Some practitioners will even be particular about making it on a specific day of the week or the planetary hour. But generally, most people don't have a lot of time for that. However, if you do and you enjoy that and that works for you, that is great. I would just generally say to do whatever helps you be in magical space, whatever helps you be in the right flow to do the work, whatever helps you feel safe, protected, and calm while you're doing this work, and helps you be creative. Also, it's really important to be clear on your purpose and your intention as you're creating a charm. That is one thing I feel is very important. And you might want to, like I've suggested, say what you're doing out loud to keep your mind from wandering and keep your mind focused on what you're trying to achieve. If you have a favorite way to make a charm, I'd love if you put your favorite style in the comments below so we can all learn from each other. I'd also really like it if you checked out my Patreon page if you enjoy my content. It helps support me making these free videos for the channel. And also hit that like, subscribe, and the notification bell if you feel inclined. And until I see you next time, stay safe and be well.